Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Vas here. So today the video is actually going to be a bit different because I did say I'm going to do a couple of special videos and we reached 100 subs. We are well over that now. So this is what we're going to do today. I was actually going to the gym, I did the car talk, but then the video took a turn and I was like, I can make this into something different just to see how you guys like it and how the algorithm likes it. So this is new. I'm still getting used to walking around with a stick on my face and talking to it. It's a bit weird, so any suggestions, anything that you guys might have that could help me make this video better, or the next videos really, do let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if you find it useful, and if you have any tips and tricks for the rest of us. Anything at all will help. The algorithm likes comments. It just means that this video was useful to you or intriguing enough for you to go down in the comment section and leave a comment. So that's that. In terms of the video, now I actually did an arm and delt workout. This is my usual stuff, but I said what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this video specifically for people who go to very, very busy gyms or busy times and they want to train arms and delts and they don't have access to that many dumbbells, this many machines, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So what we're gonna do today, I'm actually gonna train my arms and my delts specifically using one cable machine, one cable, one bench, and obviously a couple of attachments that you do need. So that's pretty much going to be the video for the day. Let me know how you find it. Again, any tips and tricks that you might have, any advice, any technique improvements, do let me know in the comments. I'm always looking in the comments. There's going to be no car talk. I think I do mention it a couple of times in the video. Forget about it. I'm going to scrap it. And that's going to be it. So I'm going to see you in the next one. But for now, do enjoy the video. Righty. So we're going to start the arm day. I forgot to say in the car, I'm actually going to do this arm day only on cables, because I did that last time and you guys seem to like it. So I'm going to give you a few more ideas on what to do for your arms, only using a cable, really. That's it, pretty much. Obviously, we're going to change the handles on the cable, but we're only going to occupy this spot. We'll have our bench when we need it, because we are going to need it a few times, but that's pretty much it. So all you need is a cable and a bench. And that's pretty much going to be it. So let's start with the first exercise. It's going to be biceps, obviously. We're going to do kind of like a laying down bicep curl with an easy bar. I'm going to show you what this looks like now. But that's going to be the first exercise, and then we're going to do something for triceps. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's do our sets here first. Right, so that's the first exercise. A couple of tips. When you come up, don't be afraid to do this movement, because it turns out that this is actually not delts, it's actually your biceps doing the movement. So when you come there and then you do this, it's still your bicep doing the movement. So you can say that this is part of the range of motion, and that's fine. And the other thing is, when you come down, make sure you don't rest the bar there, right? Because if you are going to rest it, it takes away all the resistance from the muscles. So obviously you don't want that. Just come as low as you can, arms straight. You can move your elbows up if you need to, but at the bottom, you need to straighten your arms all the way, right? And then that's it. Then you come up, you can do this if you want. It's going to be a very natural thing to do once you're up here. If you want to bring the bar closer to your face, you are going to do this. So that's fine. And then you come down, straighten the arms, and then repeat. And that's the exercise. 2 more sets. That's it. So here's a good structure that I just thought about. So on the third set, I'm going to be telling you the kind of like the meat and bones of the exercise, how to do it, the structure, the setup, you know, all the advice that are relevant to it, so you can do it by yourself. And then second set is going to be a repeat of that. And then the third set, before I do it, I'm going to give you some advanced tips and tricks that I do. And you know, so if you want to have the entire sort of the whole image, if this makes sense, stay tuned and watch all the sets, or at least the first one and then the last one. So I'm only going to do 3 sets per exercise. Again, first set is going to be just about talking about the exercise, what it is, what it targets, how to more or less set it up and how to do it. Second set, a repeat of that, just doing the set, I'm not going to say anything. And then the third set is going to be some advanced tips and tricks to really target those muscles and get the most out of them. So let's do the third set. When I say advanced, I mean don't bother with them if this is the first time you're doing the exercise, it'll be alright. But in any case, so once again, you're going to come to this position, and what I like to do from here, and this is not because it's going to make my range of motion any better, but it is going to make me more stable. And when you're stable, you're actually able to produce more force. So this is very important. So you can come here, and what I like to do is literally put my shoulder blades down, plant my feet, and then proud chest, elbows up, and then you start. Again, what this allows to do is to really pin me down, so I feel very stable. I'm not really moving from here, right? So this is very, very important for force production. So that's kind of like an advanced tip. Head down, head up, doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything really. Just make sure you're stretching all the way at the bottom. And then you're coming up. Right, so the second exercise is going to be tricep extensions. There's a couple of reasons that I'm doing this variation of the tricep extensions, because I could easily just grab the cable behind me with a rope and just stand up and just do this, standing. But what I find is, if you are going to do it standing, sometimes you are cheating. The position allows you to cheat more easily, so you can use your shoulders, or traps rather, to kind of like bring the weight forward, which obviously you don't want it. You want all the resistance to stay on the triceps. And if you are seated, that doesn't allow you to do it, because you're seated, right? You can't really move anywhere. You could just do that. It's much, much harder to cheat. That's number one. Number two, again, control, stability. You're more stable when you're seated down, and that really allows you to isolate the muscle and not use a bunch of muscles to do the movement. So we're going to start I'm going to show you what the first set looks like. And once again, I'm going to do the second set after, not talking. And then third set, I'm going to give you some advanced tips and tricks. To set it up, to bring it up, it's going to be a bit of an issue sometimes, especially if your triceps are very, very strong. That's all right. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem. It's just, you know, it might be a bit difficult sometimes. So all you have to do, make sure that this is higher up, as high as you can go, without the height interfering with the range of motion. So if this was up there, obviously it would minimize my range of motion, because the weight would come all the way down as it is now, right? We don't want that. So make sure it's low enough but high enough at the same time. You'll see what I mean. So you're just gonna pull that like this, sit down, and from there you go up, you go down, you go up. Oh, okay. So for our advanced people, or the people who are interested in advanced stuff, so one of the things that you can do to make this exercise even more effective is make sure you are going all the way and nothing is really in the way of the range of motion. So what I mean by that is, when you come here, if you're like this, as you can see, the bench is on the way, but even if it wasn't on the way, my elbows are kind of like, they're like in front of my face. What you want to do with triceps is you want to make every tricep exercise that goes above and then behind your head is probably more effective and more efficient for building muscle, because it allows you to really stretch the tricep on the way down, right? If you're here, you can't really stretch it all the way and your bicep is going to be in the way, right? But if you're here, there is nothing really to stop your tricep from going all the way. So what I do is I arch my back, and to do that effectively, you must not have a flat back on the bench. What you should do is move your bum forward and then pretend you're going to bench. So you're gonna retract your scapula like this. You're gonna put your shoulder blades closer together. And then once you're up here, what that allows you to do is really go literally behind your head. If I had weight, it was going to be a lot easier because the weight is pulling you back. So that's good, it works in your favor. But yeah, that means if you're really going to go that way, if you're really going to sit like that, then the weight pulls you back, and that allows you to get that ultra good stretch on the tricep, which is obviously what we want. Right, so let me show you what this looks like, right? So instead of having a flat back, you're gonna move your bum forward, retract your your shoulder blades, and then look how far back I can go. Then you push. And then you push. Ready. So I know this is not arms, but we also have delts to do today. So if you guys want to skip to the rest of the arm day, you can skip this exercise entirely. But for those of you who want to stay, this is also a cable exercise, so it does fit the title of the video. So lateral raises, obviously. A couple of things that I will say straight away: don't put a lot of weight on it. I'm gonna put a little bit more for me, but you know, I know my stuff, so don't worry about it. Don't put a lot of weight on it when you're moving just a single shoulder, really. It doesn't need a lot of weight. The other thing that I will say, which is very important, and pretty much everybody does it wrong, is that where the cables are coming from needs to be at hip height. So I'd say a bit below hip is probably the best sort of position for it to be. Definitely not all the way at the bottom, because what that does is it takes away the resistance from the shoulder, because the 90-degree angle is around here. So if this was all the way at the bottom, then this is where we have a 90-degree angle between my arm and the cable, right? So here, there is nothing really happening there. It's just your tendons and connective tissue holding the weight. There is no resistance on the shoulder. So if you want to keep the resistance on your shoulder at all times, you should bring it at around hip height. So look, that's 90-degree angles now. Not here, where it was before, but here, 90 degrees, right? So that's what you should be looking for. The other thing that I like to do is grab myself from somewhere and then tilt away from the cable just a little bit, I don't believe it does much, but it does again, once again, it does allow me to be more stable and have that mind-muscle connection, because everything, the resistance really stays on. So let's do this exercise, and I'm going to give you some advanced tips and tricks on the third set. Third set, so advanced tips and tricks on this one. One, you don't really need to wait in between sets. A minute and a half is going to be perfect. You don't need to rest more. They're very small muscles that recover very quickly. In between arms, if you want to wait just a little bit, it's probably going to be best because of the systemic fatigue. So yes, when we do the left shoulder, we don't really do anything for the right shoulder. However, when you are going to do the right shoulder, you have accumulated systemic fatigue, so you might be a bit tired. Now, on the previous two sets, I didn't really wait in between arms because I didn't feel that, you know, I had enough systemic fatigue for me to not give it my all on my other arm, if this makes sense. The other tip, really, there is no trick here. So the position of the handle actually matters, because if it's neutral, it's fine. If it's this way, then the thumb is going to come up first, and that's front delt. But if it's neutral, or ideally faces towards the cable, what that will ensure is that the pinky comes up first, and when pinky comes up first, it's side lats all day long. So ideally, don't do neutral, definitely don't do the other way, facing the other way from the cables, but do the handle facing towards the cables. So pinky comes up first all the time. So let's get it. Okay, so obviously that was hard, there was a bit of grinding. So you want to rest just for a few seconds in between the two arms, the two shoulders really. So you can give it your all again on your right shoulder. Okay, and we're done here. So we have two more exercises, biceps and triceps. I'm gonna do a superset just for, because it's just quicker, honestly. And it's gonna be quicker for you guys too, but if you are gonna do supersets, then just know that this accumulates more systemic fatigue. You're getting tired more quicker, I would say. So what we are gonna do, we're only gonna do two supersets. So biceps, triceps, rest, biceps, triceps, and then we're done. We're gonna start, the first exercise is gonna be a easy bar cable curl. So the reason that I'm doing this with the easy bar, it's a little nicer and a little smoother on your wrists. So if you're holding a straight bar, your wrists usually won't like it a lot, especially if you have a lot of weight. So what you want to do is you want to grab the easy bar, this bit there, and then obviously grab it, come down, and then curl it. Then we're literally gonna come up. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier for the triceps because they're bigger muscles. They can take more weight. And then what you wanna do here is you wanna make sure that the bar stays close to your torso at all times, because on the way down it's fine, but on the way up, if the bar is close to your torso, it will allow you to really stretch those triceps. So keep it close, and then you're gonna push down. Let me show you what this looks like. Push. Okay. Right, so this is going to be the last superset for the day. Some advanced tips and tricks. I mean, there aren't that many. There is one for the biceps. I don't know if there is any for the triceps, if I'm honest. It's a pretty simple exercise to execute, just as long as you keep the bar close to your body. So for the biceps, you want to have a wide grip, because that will allow you to kind of like go all the way, full range of motion. And the other thing, what I like to do is literally just put my chest up. It's kind of like I'm reaching forward with it, right? I'm not hunched in, my shoulders are not forward. I come back and the chest is kind of like coming up as well. Don't know if this does anything other than the fact that it allows me to target my biceps more. It's pretty much it. Okay. So for the triceps again, there isn't anything really to say other than the fact that you should keep the bar close to your torso. The other thing is, I guess, make sure that you don't do wrist work here, so no forearms, because sometimes when you go up and down, especially if your triceps get tired, you instinctively use a little bit of wrist to bring the bar down. Just make sure that these are on a fixed position. Whatever position feels best for you, it doesn't really matter, just make sure they're fixed. And from there, just keep the bar close to your body, and that should take care of like 95% of the exercise. You will be fine. Ready, so that's a wrap for the day. Hopefully you guys liked it. I really do like training with cables. It's just there's a certain degree of stability that comes with them, and the range of motion is very natural because you can move around. It's not like fixed, but you don't, I don't know, there is a certain roughness when it comes to dumbbells and just moving free weight around. This is keeping you on track, but it does give you enough flexibility to make the exercise good enough for you. So I do like training with cables. Hopefully you liked it. It just goes to show that all you need is a cable machine, a couple of attachments and a bend, and you can have a pretty good workout when it comes to shoulders and arms. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think you can have a very good workout on any other muscle groups other than arms and delts when it comes to cables, right? But it's one of them. I really enjoy them. So, you know, if you are in a gym and it's really busy and you can only find a bench and a cable, you're fine. You will be golden. You can literally spend all day there and make an amazing workout and have an amazing workout off the back of that. So hopefully that goes to show that you can do it. Trust me, it does work. I have an amazing pump on both my biceps and triceps. Delts a bit less, but obviously there is less volume going on the delts, so I wasn't expecting to have a sick pump on my delts. But still, that's very good. It's very effective. Give it a go. Let me know what you think in the comments for this style of videos, because usually I like to just come to the gym and train really hard and then just put that on. And whoever likes watching people train very hard is gonna watch it, I guess. But when it comes to these, they're a bit more informative. There is more going on behind the scenes to make this sort of videos. I wasn't even planning to do it. It's just because last time I just put the title up, very effective, or something like the most effective arm cable workout or something like that, and people actually liked it. The response was good. So I was like, all right, let's make this into something more sustainable, into something more informative, let's say, something more, let's give it more substance is what I'm trying to say, right? So give it a go. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time, because tomorrow I have rest. So I'm going to see you next time with back. Until then, peace, and I'm out.